Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Duckpond Ace Attorney Book Club. My name is Ziggy and I am here once again joined by Goomb to talk about Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, the game that we've been playing this week. And we're here to talk about episode 3, case 3 of this game, Turnabout Academy, the one that happens in a school of law during the dark age of law. They need to remind you about that many times that we're currently in the dark age of law. So
Dark Age of the Law, Dark Age of the Law.
even though I kind of had thought we had solved that in the last game, but I guess we're back in the dark age of law because they gave up on the jury system pretty quickly.
No, it's the Dark Age of the Law, not the Dark Age of Law.
Oh, I see. That's how it works. Gotcha. But yeah, this was quite the case. Definitely the longest so far. They're really stretching those, only having 2 investigations and 2 trial sections. There's a lot that happens in each one. But as for my initial impressions of this case, wow. That was I feel like that was quite a step up above everything else that we've seen previously, and honestly, kind of at some points felt like closer to like a end of the game kind of case, you know. I mean, it never really got there entirely, but just because like there's still a lot of mysteries around the
I feel like it's
characters and stuff.
a bit too
But
goofy to be the end of the game case.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like with some of the ideas they presented and like characters, I guess like obviously like the main guy, um it was a bit more interesting, I guess, in that aspect compared to just being a basic sort of case. But Goom, now that you've replayed this case, what's your initial impressions of it right now?
I think it's pretty good and funny.
Yeah,
Psychopath Crab Girl, my beloved.
yeah, this case has a lot of good characters, and I feel like this is also the first case that I've really started to feel like, man, I really like the Apollo and Athena duo in this game. I feel like they work really well together, and definitely starting to be one of my favorite duos in the game. I don't know, just like the 2 junior attorneys on the team working together, I guess, and then Phoenix pops in every once in a while. But yeah, I guess we'll start getting into some of the juicy details of this case. So we start again with another anime cutscene, very vague about what exactly is going on. We have Juniper Woods return, although she's in a school uniform now, so I didn't recognize her at first in the cutscene. But as previously stated, we're at Themis, is it Themis or Themis Legal Academy? Do you know? No? Okay.
Eh.
I think it's just Themis. Themis.
I don't know. It's an actual like god's name. I don't remember how. I don't know how it's pronounced because I'm not. It's Greek or Roman. I don't remember which one it is. It's Greek.
Oh, probably like a god of law or
Let me go
something.
check Wikipedia. Unfortunately, I don't know the IPA pronunciation for this. This is not helpful. International phonetic alphabet.
Well, for some reason, Phoenix Wright has been invited to give like a talk or something there, which is very strange because I don't remember Phoenix Wright ever really being that popular to begin with, but I guess all of a sudden he is now, even after he lost his badge 7 years ago. So that's something. But a murder takes place at the school. What the heck? And the setup is that it follows almost exactly the same uh, setup that had been outlined in a mock trial that they were
That
holding.
they were doing as part of the school festival because it's a school for lawyers and judges.
Yeah, which
It's a high school for lawyers and judges.
is pretty cool. I think is a neat setup. I mean, of course, it has to happen in high school, you know.
Yeah, I think the setting is kind of inherently goofy because it's like, oh, we're gonna have this case in high school. What's like an ace attorney? So they're all studying to be lawyers in high school.
I mean, Athena
It's
became an attorney at 18, so like,
this must
not,
be where all the 18-year-old lawyers come from.
yeah. Oh, apparently, what's his name? Javier studied here, so that's some new info we learned about him. Yeah, we meet some important characters pretty quickly. First of all, we meet a professor at the academy, Aristotle Means, who definitely doesn't immediately look creepy with his
My name is Aristotle Means. Have I told you that the ends justify the means? Means.
with his
I am a very subtle and well-written character.
yeah. So he's got a very creepy smile.
I like how Athena even writes about it in the court record. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it's like something about his smile being creepy is like all she says about him.
And I think that he is a very interesting kind of character. He's not like the most deep or anything, and I think it's pretty clear early on, even like after like the first trial day, that he probably has to be the killer. Seeing as I don't
Takes the
think,
characters a lot longer to figure it out than it does the player.
yeah.
I feel like.
Well, the problem is they don't really give you any evidence of him actually like having anything to really do with it until like halfway through the second trial day. But also you can kind of just come to the conclusion like, yeah, they're probably not going to have one of the high schoolers like underage people be a murderer. So
Hey, only Scuttlebutt is underage. The rest of them are 18.
oh, well, okay. No, well, I guess he was 25. So maybe
Oh yeah,
they
he was
don't-
25 actually, but it says 18 for most of the case.
Huh. Well,
This is
regardless,
a
he's
twist.
like the only actual adult in the
Also, he doesn't
case.
have his staff on when you talk to him at this point because it's still stabbed into the victim.
I see. Okay.
That's a little detail
Mm.
because that like the last thing you prove is that there's no Phoenix Wright statue in the stage area.
Yeah.
So his staff is be stabbed into. There was some release of the game where they screwed that up. I think it was like the original English release, or maybe it was the original Japanese, where one of the original 3DS releases, I don't remember, it was like one of the languages and not one of the other languages. They accidentally used his normal sprites for that, and so he still had his staff with him, and it was a plot hole.
Maybe it's just like
But
another staff that he had. Could have multiple. You never know. Yeah, we get
it's a little
introduced to
detail I
him,
like.
and then Apollo takes Phoenix's place overseeing the trial. So then Athena and Phoenix sleep on a couch or something outside, and they witness the crash that alerts them to the body. And we do as all good lawyers do, we examine the scene before the police get there. Definitely don't mess with it at all, that's for sure. You wouldn't expect anybody to do that in the Dark Age of law.
Very Apollo Justice pilled a Phoenix to, or Phoenix in Apollo Justice, Hobo Phoenix pilled for a Phoenix who's like, let's just look at the crime scene before the cops get here.
Yeah. I mean, we're the good guys, so we would never mess with the scene, right? Well, except for when we're gonna go look at her diary. We're actually gonna disturb that. But it's okay.
They just looked at it though, they didn't take it.
Yeah, I guess so. They had their fingerprints on it.
Athena wears like 80% of a glove on one hand, she just used that hand.
But yeah, we got a pretty in-depth investigation section here, going through a lot of different stuff, introducing this whole supposed love triangle thing that's thought up by a crazy person. I don't exactly remember when it happens, but eventually we meet. Well, okay. What's the order? I'm pretty sure we meet Robin and Hugh first. So I guess we could talk about them.
You meet Robin and Hugh before Juniper gets arrested.
Oh, I see.
Because you go back to the stage, like when everyone's freaking out about a body being discovered, and then you talk with Robin, Hugh, and Juniper for a while, and then Fulbright arrests Juniper.
So just to make sure I have this right, this case also takes place before the tutorial case of this game.
Yeah, it's after Monstrous Turnabout and before the tutorial case.
Huh.
It's also after the DLC case.
I don't know. It just feels kind of weird, like having Juniper go from how she is in this case to how she is in the tutorial case. But I don't know. It's not that big of a deal.
The
Just,
idea is that her behavior in this case is like a front.
uh, I guess so. I don't know. She's a little bit weird
That's
in
also
this
why,
case.
it's also why in the tutorial they say that she was under false charges before it was this case that happened. Because her motive in the tutorial case, her
Oh, I
supposed motive, is
see.
that she's a grudge against the courts because she was brought in under false charges. These are the false charges.
I see. Okay, I guess that makes a bit more sense for the tutorial case then. Huh. All these timelines and stuff.
And this is also where the she has a crush on Apollo gets established, technically.
I see. Even though
Even though
Athena's
Apollo doesn't really do
okay.
that much during the trial.
Yeah. He he has the assistant in this case, which is quite interesting, but I liked it.
Yeah, every attorney except for maybe Phoenix has Sprites being the assistant. I don't remember if Phoenix does in this game.
I see.
I got I was messing with the animation viewer after I finished this case because I like Scuttlebutt's animations a lot. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about Robin and Hugh first. So these are like the two people that were are Juniper's friends, and then also the prosecutor and the lawyer on the mock trial. Um, they go through some pretty interesting arcs in this case. One for Robin turning out to be a woman instead of a guy. I thought that whole thing was, I mean, it was okay, I guess. I don't know. I think Robin is an okay character,
I've
but
always found Robin really charming. I don't really know why. I like the the joke where she goes from like over the top masculine to over the top feminine, and both of them at the same time quirks. I
that's
like her a
true.
lot on day two, where she's just like alternates between like screaming and then like fainting and, and doing her like animations from day one, both sets. It's just great. I love it.
I
Some people
don't.
might say it's offensive to like trans people, but I think it's funny. It's like the opposite of my opinion on Armstrong, where I agree that it's offensive.
Uh, I mean, I don't really like that one sprite where she's like got her mouth open and she doesn't have any teeth. That kind of creeps me out. I don't know why, but
I don't like her as much
otherwise
as Scuttlebutt though. Scuttlebutt's the best character in this case.
that's fair. What do you think about Hugh though?
Also very funny. I like his animations a lot. I think the reveal of him being 25 is really weird. And
Yeah,
I understand that the love triangle is just Scuttlebutt being delusional the entire time, but it always just feels a bit when they're like, oh, he wants to confess his love. It's like it's just weird to have like a 25-year-old being in a high school, even though it's a weird anime high school, and then
yeah,
I'm teasing her relationship with Juniper. Even though I don't really care about like Athena and Apollo and Athena and Juniper as like idea, or I guess Athena and Juniper too, but they're both 18. Athena and Athena and Apollo and Juniper and Apollo is what I meant to say as ships. I think they're fine. I don't really. I'm more in support of Justice League, such as Apollo and Athena, than I am for Athena and Juniper. But like their strongest soldier or anything, I don't really care that much. You know,
yeah,
I think there's some funny shippy dialogue in Investigations Day One, like Apollo realized it. Apollo like coming up with a theory that Athena kept getting love letters for Juniper and then being asked to pass them along.
yeah. I
And
did think that was pretty funny.
Athena's being like, why did he have to realize it of all people? Uh,
Yeah, I do kind of
I
wonder if we'll get any more information on Juniper and Athena's friendship because we don't really honestly get much of that in this case either, including for the tutorial case, I feel like.
yeah.
Because I
Anyway,
guess Juniper is just like trying to put on a front this entire
I
case.
guess they wanted to have like a twist about Hugh's identity because like Robin has one about hers, but like I feel like the fact that his entire life is fake is a big enough twist. Even if it's basically the same as DeBest and Ace Attorney or Winner and Ace Attorney Investigations too.
I was just a little off put by Robin revealing that she is a woman because like the second she did that, she was like, I could show you that I'm really a woman to the
It's
really old
funny.
prosecutor, like, all right.
That's part of being over the top feminine. It's funny.
I guess. I mean, she does say
She's an
she's
adult.
joking right after, but whatever.
It's funny. It makes Black Quill uncomfortable in the context of the scene.
But I did like how Hugh was basically kind of just bullied the entire first half of the second trial day, and then eventually
Yeah,
had to come out about him being a failure.
Hugh's Mood Matrix segment is very good. I love the like CG of the body double, or just like the spy from TF2.
Yeah. Just the thought of somehow there being a body double and nobody noticing is.
Yeah, this is where it is confirmed that the overwhelming emotions in Mood Matrix is a reoccurring thing, because he thought it wouldn't be last time. Because it showed up in both Mood Matrixes.
Yeah, it showed up like twice in this case, I believe.
2 and 2 Mood Matrix segments.
Yeah. Quite interesting. But Miriam's scuttlebutt. I mean, come on. Standout student of this case. She's got great animations where she punches her box. And
I like
the one where it gets thrown into the air.
She has the rare breakdown for a non-killer character. I guess like every single character in this case has a breakdown besides Juniper. Let me see at the wiki to see if it concurs with me. If you consider like Robin taking off her brace a breakdown, because it's special animation that only plays once.
That's kind of. I don't
think there's like a fan base name for like transformation animations that people have, but maybe there should be because there's a lot of them. It does not consider anything Robin does a breakdown. It does consider Hugh O'Connor's anime cutscene where he cries a breakdown for some reason.
Before I forget about that, I did not like that cutscene. The voice acting was really bad.
I don't like the anime cutscenes in general, so
his like scream at the end hurt my ears.
Speaking of Scuttlebutt's breakdown, though, there's like a 5. You can like see her laptop background when it falls out of her box, and I love it so much. It's like a really crappily photoshopped picture of her with the gang.
Oh well, I think I saw some of their faces, but I didn't see like the full thing.
Yeah, I love the fact that like it's clearly indoors. Then like the picture she took of herself is her just standing outside.
Oh, that's great.
By the way, the reason why you see her face after her breakdown is because they designed her with the box, and they designed the character under the box for like modeling purposes. And then they were like, well, she's too cute not to use her.
Yeah.
So they used her.
That's fair.
For like 5 seconds.
A lot of good animations in this case, I gotta say. The characters definitely stood out for sure.
I love Scuttlebutt. She's so funny. She made a saw trap for no reason and got Hugh's hand stabbed.
Yeah, that's also a crazy thing that happened that I don't know if she ever got punished for.
She doesn't deserve to be punished for it.
Just cutting open his hand, putting him in the hospital.
Yeah, he required surgery.
Yeah, like Jesus.
But what's so wrong about that?
Yeah, we do a lot of investigating on the investigation day. Get some stuff.
To talk to Clavier.
Mock script. Oh, that's right. We also have the fun sequence with Clavier where he returns.
I really like.
I really like the mock prosecutor. That's right. That came to talk compared to.
I think the best thing that Clavier does is the mock trial in day 1 of investigation.
Yeah.
Where it's basically just like a segment where they make fun of Ace Attorney for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important thing he does. He also carries on the flame of any of the Ace Attorney people created before this game having really bad models, because this is.
I am Clavier. I carry the flame. My model was made in 10 minutes.
Is not very good. I did not like his 3D model or animation. There's something about like he's got like patches on his face or something that make him look like super old and tired. I don't know why. But
he's tired because no more Gaviners because you arrested his his second guitar or lead guitar. I don't remember band positions.
Whatever, that one guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mock trial is funny. I liked that.
I like that they consistently call it the mock trial the entire time too,
I
because it's a
was
mock trial of a mock trial.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked if you got the chance to actually like do a cross examination in that. But, it's
Yeah,
okay.
the POV character is the witness and judge, so
Yeah, but good to see Clavier back.
I like how Juniper
Hope his
was like
model is
the
bad.
defendant and the judge and the audio person for the mock trial.
Yeah, she really was forced to do like everything for
Problem is, if
her.
more people knew about like the script, they would have had to explain why they couldn't have done the murder, or they had ironclad alibis.
Yeah.
So they kind of just made Juniper do every role.
Um. Let's see though. Anything else super important happened on the first day investigation? I don't think so. They just established the stuff with like the art room and the maintenance place as well. About how the body could have been moved from the art room to the
Yeah.
stage. That's pretty much it though. Any other thoughts or things you remember from them? Or should we move on to the trial day?
Move on to the trial day. I got everything I need to say out of my brain.
Alright. Let's move on to this trial. Oh, wait, actually, on the investigation day, we do have the famous line from Apollo where he says he doesn't think about it, he just whips it out.
Oh yeah.
Good line. Okay. Trial day, trial
I do
day.
like how a lot of the presenting your attorney's badge evident like dialogue in this game is written as if it's like a thing you've been doing in every game.
Yeah, I feel like they have a lot more dialogue from people when you show them your attorney badge in this game compared to some previous ones.
Yeah, I think this is where it basically starts where like every character will have a reaction to it.
Yeah, I guess I kind of caught on to people liking that. So,
I mean, I'm for it, so it's not a complaint, and I think it's always funny when it's meta about it, so it's just
yeah.
a positive note.
Um, so we got Black Quill back in his handcuffs again.
He actually never breaks them on the first day.
Yeah, he only breaks them on the second and then gets
Because in my
tased.
head, every case that Blacko was in, he breaks his shackles during the trial, but it's not true in this one because he never breaks his shackles on day one.
He didn't get angry enough yet. Well, it's only when the body double is brought up that I think he breaks it. So, which, yeah, I don't blame him. We get introduced to like the tape recorder evidence here. Also, like the autopsy report. I guess we never actually got that.
Yeah, the context is that the tape recorder is of a woman saying, "You're a goner."
Yeah.
And I can't identify who yet because their voice print is still being done because for some reason the trials have to happen like right after the murder in Ace Attorney Land. It's not enough time to do tests. You have to put the exist to trial.
Who has time to collect evidence?
Apparently, not the courts.
Yeah. That's just
If
how it
if it,
is in Dark Age of the Law.
that's how it is before the Dark Age of the Law too.
Wow.
It's called the initial trial system. They start the trial right after the murder and they give it 3 days to happen. And whoever is guilty at the end of those 3 days is guilty, I guess.
Yeah. You have
The
to
Ace
declare
Attorney legal
somebody
system.
guilty.
The Ace Attorney legal system is a farce.
Yeah. But I guess it's kind of fun to play through. Keeps things going.
I mean, obviously, the logical reason why they can't collect all the evidence is because, like, otherwise there wouldn't be a game. It's to justify there being a detective game where you're an attorney.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that if we had been presented earlier, it would have made things a lot simpler, but it wasn't. So, oh well.
Yeah.
We do some testimonies with Scuttlebutt though. Kind of funny. We learn about the stuff that she sees with like the person running out of the art room with the cloak on, and we find out that that actually was Robin that had the cloak on. And we got to do a big mood matrix. They find
Yeah,
out
they had to
Robin
adjust
was
the dial.
happy when putting on the cloak. Wow.
They had to adjust the dialogue in a Robin's Mood Matrix for the in the re-release to make it less questioning of I don't know how to phrase this. They had to make Apollo seem like he cares less about gender norms. There we go.
I mean, there was a line of Apollo saying, I mean, once it's eventually revealed that Robin is a woman, it's like, Robin reeks of testosterone. How could he possibly be a she? Like,
I like Blackwell's. Blackwell's like a line about Robin being like the epitome of masculinity or something like that too.
yeah. Interesting, but I don't know. I guess at least this revelation leads to the Robin being like, yeah, I don't want to be a prosecutor. I want to be an artist. But then she immediately goes back to wanting to be a prosecutor at the end of the case, so whatever. But it's kind of weird that she waited this long to reveal it, but I guess they also sort of have an explanation for that. Like, apparently she had talked to the
Well,
victim.
the explanation for why she's like going to school as a man is that it's like her parents have just like raised her as a man because I guess it's implied that they think of that like they have to have a prosecutor son for some reason. I don't know. They're not really characters, so
They
it's
don't
kind of
entirely explain why Robin has to be a man. Or pretend to be a man, I guess.
a lot of Robin's character would make more sense if she was a trans woman. But it is what it is.
It kind of just seems like there's not really any problem with her revealing that she was actually a woman.
Well, the idea is that it's something that her parents are like. The obstacle is her parents. We just don't really have a good explanation of like why that is because we don't see them. But
yeah,
she's not really like the most important character in the case. So I think if there was like even more details about her, I think it would take up too much time.
It's kind of like I think they just wanted a character that would have some big reveal about them. I don't know.
Well, I think the idea is that like Hugh and Robin have like earth-shattering identity secrets that you reveal during the trial, and then their friendship stays intact at the end.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Just I don't know. Maybe they could have worked it out a bit smoother.
I think it could have been done better. I just don't think it was done like incredibly poorly or anything. I think it was okay. It was. I'm gonna say it was done well, but it wasn't done like badly. I don't think it makes the case worse. It just doesn't like. It's not a thing I'm like, wow, this is so well written, you know?
Yeah.
Because when Scuttlebutt's here, I'm like, wow, I love Scuttlebutt. She's so funny.
Well, we have that mood matrix. Figure out all that stuff about Robin. Then we also have a testimony from Hugh. And then basically all hell starts to break loose because all the students are confessing that they actually did the murder.
Yeah, I really like the case just falling apart at the end. Where they all just confess to the murder at the same time.
It kind of just felt like them kind of getting the jump on Black Quill a bit, which was cool. But yeah, they're kind of just forced to put the trial on hold. So that's neat. We also get that photo of them in the art room, supposedly, at 7:05. It's like the decisive piece of evidence, although it immediately gets overturned, which I feel like is kind of dumb. But
this is the case where you find out that Fulbright is not very competent.
Yeah, he's not very bright.
I like the scene in Trial Day 2 where Blackwell just goes, where like they ask about if you had actually tested the blood on the pottery, and then Blackwell just goes, "Shame on you. Have a little more respect for the constabulary." And then Fulbright shows up with doing his like shy finger twiddling face.
Yeah, doesn't even say a word.
Yeah,
he looks like that.
It's such a good joke.
All right, how about moving on to investigation day 2 then? Right. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out. We got to get some more information from Hugh and Robin, and then also explore the art room and the stage some more. Scuttlebutt is also just chilling here for some reason, so that's something. We also put together the Clavier statue. Not the Phoenix one though. We don't fix that.
Yeah, that I think that should have been a mini game.
Yeah.
Where you put the pieces like in Rise from the Ashes and you build the urn.
They just do it for you.
But I guess they It is already hard to believe that you somehow assembled the statue back into like a perfect likeness of Clavier from like a bunch of broken chunks.
Yeah, you pick up 3 red chunks or pink chunks, I guess, and then it's all good.
Yeah,
And
and then you also pick up 2 white chunks. That those white chunks somehow make the full goddess statue,
yeah, that doesn't
the
make any
goddess Themis.
sense, but
But
sure.
something that in a rare me having a gripe with an investigation segment past like a Ace Attorney 1 or Ace Attorney 3, I guess. I don't think there was anything in it before that gave me like pause. You have to examine the statue after you fix it. I didn't realize that, so it took me a little bit before I poked around, and then eventually I caught it, and then we could move on from the stage.
Oh, I didn't really have anything trip me up on this case. I feel
Yeah,
like this game is very forthright with if you've looked at it enough. Like I feel like
yeah.
way more often than not, they'll be like once you've looked at everything, they'll just like cut to black and they'll be like, oh well, I guess we discovered everything in this place. Let's automatically move over to the next area.
It's incredibly obvious flags.
Yeah. So I yeah, I didn't get lost in this case at all, at least.
Yeah, I think Destinies in general is very clear about what you need to do. Sometimes to its detriment.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say this anything in this case was necessarily that hard to figure out.
There is a common complaint about like Dual Destinies being handholdy, where like they kind of just tell you like 90% of the information you need to solve the puzzle, and then just let you do the last 10% instead of letting you have a bit less to go on, or like making the dialogue optional, so that or like in a press or in a you failed it, so you took damage, so they're gonna give you a hint dialogue.
Yeah, um, I guess I don't really know how to gauge that. I feel like I always notice it more when it's way too hard, but it's harder for me to notice it when it's too easy, I guess.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know. It's
honestly,
just
most
like
of the time it feels like they have to have a lot of flashbacks and stuff, anyways, to point you in the right direction. So, even in the harder cases.
yeah, I mean, the risk of like the handhold is you don't have like those moments where like urethra, I've got it. It doesn't feel as satisfying solving the case, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about means in this case is like the only thing that really tips you off that it definitely could be him is when the Hugh brings up the fact that the seat was empty. Like, otherwise, before that, you don't really have any other evidence that points to it being him besides just being like, it's probably not a high schooler. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, also he just talks about the ends justifying the means constantly, which is not
I mean, yeah,
uh
that too.
that's like 90% of his dialogue before taking it to the stand. And it's like objective. I'm gonna say it. It's an objectively evil philosophy when you're talking about forging evidence in front of people.
You
Like
know,
he's offering to support like defend Jennifer. He's like, don't worry, I'll find the perfect evidence to prove you're innocent. It's just very heavily implied he's actively planning on forging it.
now that I think about it, I do kind of think that as a detriment in this game so far, all 3 of the culprits in these cases have been extremely obvious from the get go. Like, in the way they act, and then also just like them showing that they're the culprit. This is the first case where they haven't shown who the culprit is at the very beginning. They actually show all 3 of the students just standing around a dead body for some reason, which I don't think ever actually happened. So that's, I mean, they just uh, mislead
It's
you
an
on that.
imagination CG.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, okay, sure. But I mean, he pretty quickly is like, yeah, this guy is kind of crazy, so I think it's probably going to be him. We just don't have any evidence that it is. So, I don't know. That's kind of a shame. I mean, it's hard to have villains like um shoot, who's the guy in the last case of Ace Attorney 2? I forget.
Matt on guard.
Yeah, Matt on guard though. It's kind of hard to have a guy like that, a big reveal. So, oh well, I don't blame them too much, but hopefully the next case maybe has a bit more of a subtle character or a villain, I guess. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said where like every single villain so far's motivation has also been like, I am evil and I want to make money.
Yeah.
And that's their motivation for committing murder. Where it's like, I'm fine with that being the motivation of some killers' Ace Attorney, but it's like it definitely feels like the motivation of all the killers so far, which is a kind of not really interesting.
Yeah, honestly, maybe it would have been a little bit more interesting if somehow Means was like threatened into doing it, but he was
Because
more than
like,
willing to go through with it because of his mantra.
well, like even Alita in
But
Ace
then,
Attorney 4-2, uh, Turnabout Corner, like she also is like an I am evil, I want to make money type of motivation deep down, but like she only committed the murder because she was trying to get murdered herself, and
yeah,
then that's more interesting of a setup at least, you know?
yeah, yeah. I, a lot of these cases so far in Two Destinies, the villains are not exactly the. They're cool. I mean, they have good animations and stuff. They
Yeah,
definitely
I
stand
think Means'
out,
animations
but
are really boring until he transforms in the middle of the trial. Which
yeah,
there are people who don't like 3DS era Ace Attorney's tendency for the more ridiculous side of witness transformations. Because I mean, witness transformations are not like new, but they're definitely like at their most absurd in 3DS Ace Attorney.
Mean's transformation is over the top, but then his animations after are so good that I can forgive
Yeah,
it.
like I don't mind over the top transformations because their animations always become like great after they transform. So like, what's the
Yeah.
problem, officer?
I mean, and also, I feel like all the new characters in the 3D games, their models look good and their animations look good. It's just the old characters that look bad, IMO.
Yeah,
So, but I haven't had any problems with like Scuttlebutt or Hugh or Robin's animations or Mean's animations in this. So, oh, and also in this investigation section, we get a nice little scene with Fulbright where he helps us out through the window. I thought
oh,
that was
yeah.
funny.
I like Hugh's animation to show off the 3DS where he draws his bow at you.
Yeah.
This game is in 3D. Whoa!
Yeah, when he draws his bow at you and then means he throws the chalk at you. Like, whoa, they're
Yeah,
utilizing the 3D of the 3DS. That's crazy.
you couldn't do this on the DS.
Wow.
Not that I'd really want them to.
It's like
I
I'm
don't think it
really
adds
getting
that
hit.
much.
It's like I'm really getting hit by chalk. Awesome. Um Also Scuttlebutt deletes almost all of her photos besides the two
Yeah,
most important ones. So that's a funny gag.
I actually like how Athena is written to be like overzealous. That's why, like in general, she like takes the case without consulting anyone. She's like, well, you know, it's kind of the right thing to do. And then
Yeah.
she kind of cyberbullies. I'm just gonna call everything cyberbullying for some reason. She cyberbullies Scuttlebutt too hard. It just emotionally devastates her. She starts like deleting all her photos, and then she breaks her laptop too as a result.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe I shouldn't have gone that hard during court. She's like, she's new. She doesn't really know what she's doing. I think that's a fun characterization detail.
Athena is a bit hot-headed, and
Yeah,
Apollo reels her in a bit. It's a good duo, I'd say. Um, yeah, but we go around investigating some more, get some more testimony from Hugh, and then investigate the art room. We learned about the whole thing with the clock, which is stupid. Also, by this point, I had pretty much figured out that the background in that photo was just the stage set that they had made. Although I thought it was a cool wrinkle that that wasn't actually a thing they really talked about in the trial at all. That was just something before. So I'm glad that,
yeah, they figured out in the investigation.
yeah, it was kind of just an obvious thing that they went through with earlier. Just glad for that. But there's a lot of stuff to investigate in there, like with the different paintings, as well as also just the random pottery that has blood on it that didn't really seem to matter before at all. So that's something. You know, now that I think about it, it's kind of crazy that we don't investigate the art room at all on the first day. But I guess we just don't have any
I
time.
think you go there, and then there's just like a generic police officer says, "Don't go here. We're investigating."
No, you can't go to the art room on the first day.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Fulbright is there on the first day
Yeah. I mean, you don't see
because
him at
he.
all on the first day. You see him on the second day though, and if you go there
Yeah, yeah.
before you're supposed to go there, before talking to you, he's like, "You can't investigate this place yet." And then once you go back, he's like, "All right, we're done investigating. You can
You haven't
investigate."
triggered my dialogue flags.
Yeah. yeah, Fulbright is okay in this case. I mean, I like that one snippet that they have where they imply that he went to go take a nice walk with Black Quill outside around the courthouse while they were.
Yeah, when Black Quill rage quits the trial on day 2
Yeah.
because
Like they're
the
best
Hugh's
friends.
testimony is too stupid.
Let's see. This is also where we learn a bit more about setup of the mock trial, like the camera that recorded it and stuff. We see that with Robin establishing Mean's speech at the beginning. We also have a perceive thing. Okay, well, I guess we had two perceives.
Oh, yeah, I like the detail that Means knew his speech would be insanely boring, so he put in a segment where he yells at our student in the background for falling asleep to make it more believable that he was there.
Yeah. I like how they don't really bring that up at all, but it's a nice detail.
Yeah.
But we have two perceives in this case. Well, the first one was with Scuttlebutt on the first day. It wasn't too hard. Second one was with Juniper in the detention center right at the end of this investigation.
You have to like notice her scarf fluttering. I like the detail that Paul's like, it's because you're coughing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because she has her famous voice line.
She's trying to like hold in the cough. I thought it was okay, but I knew exactly which one to look for, like the words, but I just didn't know where to look for it.
I mean, I knew where to look because I just remember, so I don't know. You're not going to make me like perceive.
I mean, they're not going to change it at all because like the game is already out, whatever, but it would be really nice if you could skip to the ones that you actually care about instead of having to listen to the whole dialogue over again if you miss it.
Yeah, they really should have done that.
Yeah, because for this one, I knew it was that one at the end, but I couldn't figure out where it was. So then you have to wait like 20 seconds before it makes it there. So quite annoying. But otherwise, pretty successful investigation day 2, I'd say. Kind of fun to do some stuff with Clavier again, and then yeah, it kind of just leads into a really, really long last trial section day. So I guess we can move over to talking about that. Let's see. So this starts out with the big Hugh section. This trial day basically is split up into the Hugh section and then the Means section. And we have the whole big thing with Hugh basically going crazy and claiming this stuff about him having a body double at the trial and having a mood matrix with him, which is quite funny.
I like the detail that Hugh was like train wreck of a witness stand appearance starts with him just telling the truth, and then they yell at him, so he just starts making stuff up to try to get Juniper declared innocent.
Yeah, his mood matrix also introduces another slightly new thing.
Because at the end he's like, "That's the one I saw. You guys told me to tell the truth, so I did."
Yeah. His mood matrix introduces the idea of calling people out when they don't have any emotion at all, which is interesting.
I mean, the lack of something is still something.
I still think, though, that they probably should have tried to figure out a better way to introduce those sections, because just being like, I think this witness needs a therapy session, and the judge being like, yeah, have a therapy session, and Black Quill being like, I think this witness needs a therapy session is very awkward and seems out of place.
I mean, I think Black Quill has a reason for allowing this and not allowing Apollo to do his thing that you might have picked up on.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Athena and Black Quill have like some sort of connection.
Yeah, Black Quill keeps being like the Vagpost king towards her, but
yeah, he's like, wow, you're really gonna lose here even after I tried to make you lose for like the past 2 days? Come on, pick it up, Athena. It's like, oh wow, I wonder if he's not actually a bad guy. I wonder if he's not actually a criminal. I wonder if he didn't actually commit a crime, and the way this game is going to end is we are going to exonerate him of this crime. That would be crazy. I would never predict that, though, right? That would never happen.
No way.
Yeah, no way. But yeah, this Hugh section is pretty funny. I mean, it's a bit weird, the revelation of Hugh being 25, hanging around with a bunch of high schoolers still. But
Yeah,
I like the way
I
they
think
describe his leave of like just it's just a short 7 years leave of absence. You know, it's not big of a deal.
yeah. It's not like the normal break you mouth breathers take. It's a 7-year break for a genius like me.
Yeah,
Some people make mistakes. I just happen to make mine 7 years in a row. Or no, even geniuses make mistakes. I just haven't make mine 7 years in a row.
he kind of
All the
takes
dialogue
some.
about it is great.
I do think though he is a bit of a step down of like a Wesley Stickler kind of character though, because I think Hugh knows that he's being kind of stupid with some of the stuff. Like he understands he's like a failure or whatever. But what Wesley believes in himself to the very end.
They call me Wesley Sicko because of my passion for science.
Yeah.
Yes, curiosity is a disease, and I am the cure.
Like I don't mind Hugh being aware about this, but also like I feel like he's a bit of a lesser Wesley Stickler in that kind of way for the role he sort of
Listen, you and
fills.
we can like Wesley Stickler. He's not super popular, but we can like him.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean I really just like the reactions to after he does his one testimony with the his doppelganger or the judge is just like, now then, let's pretend that never happened and move on to my verdict.
I like that Blackwell just leaves.
Yeah. Apollo's line, yeah, the funny farm just called. They want their genius back. So good.
Yeah, my favorite line hasn't even happened yet in the case. It's the most out-of-pocket line in all of Ace Attorney.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I don't know. You probably noticed it.
I don't remember off the top of my head, so we'll have to get there when we get there. But
It's like right near the end of the case.
what we get from Hugh's testimony is that Professor Means was gone during the start of the mock trial, so he is unaccounted for in this thing. And at this point, it's pretty obvious that he's the guy. But he is in the stands, so we get to call him down and have him testify a little bit. It doesn't really take too long to break him, though, and then he slicks up his hair and breaks out the chalkboard. And
Yeah, the idea is that he's like a Greek philosopher statue, and then he becomes like a Greek soldier statue because his hair is a mohawk.
it's pretty dang cool. I really like the bit they have with him writing on the on the chalkboard. Like these are the facts of the case,
Yeah.
basically. He also has to have do roll call for attendance.
Yeah, I like the joke where he does roll call, and then Blackwell never introduces himself, and then Paul just goes, "There's always one, isn't there?"
Yeah, I liked that so much. I really just like how everybody goes along with it too.
Yeah,
It's so stupid, but it's
it
great.
is. It's stupid. Great.
Yeah.
This is why Blackwell's great. He plays along so nicely with witnesses.
And also, of course, I mean throwing the chalk, but yeah, I mean at this point Blackwell is also pretty convinced. I feel like that Means is the one who did it, so he's kind of just helping Athena along. But
Yeah, I like Blackwell because Blackwell's like obviously a weirdo with like the whole samurai thing, especially in the English version.
yeah.
But I like him just being forced to become like the straight man occasionally, or like the court just devolves into insanity.
He's a good balance between like Manfred and Clavier, because I'd say those two are like the extremes of the spectrum, and he's definitely more in the middle, closer to a Miles, I would say, but maybe a bit softer than Miles, honestly. Although he does sick birds on people, so I don't know. I
I
mean,
think he's like a more open. I think he's like more aggressive Miles Edgeworth, where he's like more willing to actually attack people in the middle of court,
that's fair.
which a lot of prosecutors do that. I'm not going to.
I
It's
mean,
Francisco does it. Godot does it.
yeah, that is fair. I mean, he has like the sword swings, but he doesn't actually have a sword or anything.
Yeah, I mean it is actually like a cut though, because he does cut his feather in half with it pretty frequently.
Yeah, I guess because he doesn't actually ever hit anybody with it, it's a bit less annoying than Francisca's whip. But
Yeah, I mean, I think he hits himself with it, but I don't think I think he's intentionally not hitting anyone else.
yeah,
I think it's just an intimidation
he's
thing.
a good mix. He's got like the empathy as well because he loves his bird, you know. So Taka,
So, someone who has a bird can't be evil.
it's true. Especially when they sick that bird on people, and also
I
the
closed my
bird.
eyes for all of Turnabout Goodbyes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Uh, But yeah, I mean, and then also they sort of have that thing going on with him where he really gets going is when like the chains break. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously that's supposed to be like the visual for him. So
And they changes it. He doesn't he only ever objects and he has his chains on and he just goes silence and his chains are off.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he has that special objection line, silence. I kind of wish we would have gotten a special objection line from Means because he technically is also a lawyer. So could have made it happen, but nah.
Yeah, I
Just
don't really know what means his voice would sound like, to be honest. When he's like in an angry mode, because I can picture like a boring professor voice.
yeah. I mean, on one hand, it kind of is sometimes good that they just leave it up to your interpretation. Because on the other hand, you could also get, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, you could get the reveal that Clavier sounds exactly like Yuri Lowenthal, like at the end of this case. Um, so that's
Me,
something.
Clavier Gavin from Persona 5
Yeah.
or
I did
Persona
I did
4.
not expect Clavier to sound like that, but I guess he's Yuri Lowenthal now, so there you go. Oh, that just reminded me also in this case, the freaking stupid ass thing that happens too with the friendship bracelets that they have as like the physical sign of the friendship that they can't reveal to anybody. That's so freaking stupid. I don't know. The fact that Hugh wears it around his neck when other people at least are more dignified to wear them on their arms. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Um, but yes, I also thought that that anime cutscene they have where they show off their friendship was not very good. I was not a huge fan of that.
You don't want to get friendship bracelets with me.
I would
Where we
rather.
all
No, I don't want to put one around my neck that looks like it's
well
like
you
welded on and you can't get it off.
you can put yours in a normal spot, and then I can put mine like on my thigh.
No, that's not a normal spot.
I didn't say it was a normal spot. I can put mine over my eye like an eye patch. It's a secret
Oh,
though
I
somehow.
see. You could put it
It's a
on your
sign of my
head.
friendship that I can't see out of my eye anymore.
Put it on your head, but then you have to like always be wearing a hat. Yeah, we have a sign of
Exactly.
our friendship, but you're not allowed to know what it is.
It has to be a puzzle. Everything has to be a puzzle. This is Ace Attorney.
That part was so stupid. I don't know. Also, I mean, come on. Like, he couldn't have just taken it off for the day of the trial, really? He had to keep wearing it no matter what. Like, okay, bro.
I mean, why would he take it off though? It's not like he's the killer. It's proving that he's the killer.
I know, but, I mean, within the context of that scene, he was like, oh, I don't want to reveal my secret. But, whatever. But yes, we do a lot of back and forth with Means now that he's gloves off. He's got some great sections with his whiteboard. I think at one point he also writes like Athena's like a fraud on there or whatever.
Athena psychs his attorney's badge is just for show.
Yeah. It's pretty great. But eventually,
Yeah, I like that he's able to bully Athena into like having another breakdown.
yeah,
I mean, it's technically the first one in the game because this happens before the tutorial case. I think it's done better in this case. It is a tutorial case.
that's another weird thing about the
Because you have like
timeline
the context of like day one Athena, and also a bit of day two Athena being willing to like use circumstances to kind of accuse Hugh and Robin just to get Juniper off the hook. Even though it kind of worked out in the end because like Robin's like, oh, I'm fine being out in the open. I wanted this.
That's the other problem with the timeline of these cases. Obviously, you play it in this order, but in the actual timeline, why is Athena all of a sudden having another breakdown in the tutorial case after she already had like a way bigger one in this one? And she
The one
didn't
in
have
this one is
Phoenix
really,
talk
I
to
think it's pretty well justified because like it is predicated on her like to her screwing up day one.
I guess
And like
so.
most of the trial so far by like because she was like accused Robin and Hugh for a crime they weren't guilty of essentially.
It just feels like I don't know. I mean, I don't have any specific examples, but due to the fact that this is the third case in the game, and also they like, I mean, they know that it's the third case you're playing. It just kind of feels like it's framed like it is the third case, even though in the timeline, this is not this is a case in the past, so like
Yeah, logically,
the,
this
the
shit.
tutorial case just feels weirder and weirder.
It's like a 3-4, where logically Athena should have been giving a tutorial by Apollo on how to do cross examinations, but they understand the player doesn't need that.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
I think they wanted the reason why she has a breakdown in the tutorial case is that they wanted to set it up as a plot element for the future,
yeah,
just to make sure it's on your mind during like monstrous turnabout, or at least you're aware of it when it pops up in this case. It's like it's a thing. Athena has trauma, trademark.
I mean, to be honest, throughout these three cases at the very beginning, they are kind of selling me on the idea of. I mean, Apollo isn't like the main character of this game, of course, but he is like very involved in all three of the cases so far, I would say. Like, I mean, he gets taken out in the tutorial case, but it's like a big part of that case. I don't know. So he still feels like a lot more relevant than Phoenix, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um,
We will
which is
see
cool.
if that trend lasts.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the end of this case sort of implies he might not be as relevant. But
You have.
yeah.
I like how the what's it called? Revisualization. That's what it's called. The
Yeah,
revisualization
yeah.
segment does not actually end the case. It's towards the end, but it's not the last thing you do, because you get to have the puzzle where you recreate the statue of a Phoenix Wright pointing.
Yeah, that part is pretty cute, I gotta say.
I the most out of pocket line in all of Eternity comes from it, where Athena goes, "Apollo, tie me up in a new pose." Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you?
Yeah, I remember. I remember that. I like
Hmm.
how the audience, the gallery audience, slowly starts to see the phoenix in it as they get it more right and more right. I honestly also feel like it's so stupid that the gallery and also the judge and Blackwell are so willing to let them put on this charade for so long, but whatever. It's funny, so who really cares? Um, but yeah, I liked that scene, and also is like, wow, we get to see more angles of the courtroom, and also the 3D models, I
I mean,
guess.
speaking of things that like the court just lets slide, means also actively after this part, he openly like says, "I'm gonna go destroy his evidence" in the middle of court,
Yeah.
and it doesn't
So
work out for him.
yeah, I gotta say, Mean's breakdown is pretty damn good. That
Yeah,
is a
I like
funny breakdown.
I like all the alternate punishments he suggests. Like I murdered someone, can I have a 30% salary cut?
Yeah, retake the bar exam.
Bathroom detail.
It's just great. And then his freaking
Yeah, I
teeth break
love
for
the
some
breakdowns
reason.
in this game. They're all great.
But yeah, that's got to be one of the best breakdowns I've seen ever. I don't know. It's up there for sure.
And then they his teeth are canonically just broken because Blackwell mentions that he was talking through shattered teeth at the end, and they just gave up and had him write down his confession.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the case. It gets wrapped up. Juniper is good, and then she goes on to blow up a courtroom after because she's angry at the court system. And Apollo takes a leave of absence for some reason
I like the idea
because.
that that's the epilogue. It's like Alfred dying of a terminal disease and 5 of them engaged levels of just things that happen in the credits.
And after that, Apollo died, and Juniper blew up the courtroom. That's just how the case
Good
ends.
times. Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say, talking through everything in this case, I don't really have a lot of problems with it. I feel like I mean, there's some issues with just like the villains in this game in general, and maybe some of the tropes that keep happening, and also some of the mystery not really being that much of a mystery, but still a good case, kept me captivated, and I thought the characters were good and the animations were good. Music was good, of course, as always. Um, yeah, what do you think? Your some closing thoughts on this case, Lynn?
Yeah, I think the mystery in this is well set up. I like that you're trying to prove like how the body was moved for so long and the body was never actually moved. It was just there the entire time. It's a fun detail.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, because like that's not normally how his attorney operates. Normally, he spent a long time proving something. It is actually what happened, but this time, the body just stayed in one place the entire time, and that's the twist. That's fun.
yeah.
Uh, I think this case is I it ultimately doesn't like feel like it's about anything, and it probably is meant to because like the Dark Age of the Law, but the Dark Age of the Law doesn't feel like anything in Dual Destinies, at least so far.
Yeah, I don't really buy any of the dark. You know, now that you bring that up, actually, this whole Dark Age of the Law thing in this game is really stupid. I don't know,
Dark Age of the Law,
especially coming from the last game, but also just like within a bubble in this game too. Like it doesn't really feel like anything. I don't know.
I've been like,
Just like,
I mean, I
why
have
is
my
this even relevant at all?
I have my thoughts about it, but I want to talk about them until we're done with the main game.
It also just feels like everybody is so open about being like, oh yeah, we're in the Dark Age of the Law. This is the dark, like, oh, like in the Dark Ages, people would be like, oh, we're in the Dark Ages right now. It's like, what? What? How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Also, all the stuff with Phoenix Wright supposedly fabricating evidence happened like 8 years ago. How are we still in the dark? Is this like a new Dark Age of the Law?
Again? The Dark Age of the Law isn't supposed to be a new thing. It's supposed to have been happening for a while.
I don't know. It's a stupid plot point.
I don't disagree with that.
That they do bring up quite a lot in this case, but
Dark Age of the Law.
Sorry, but continue your thoughts. You just brought that up again. It reminded me that.
Yeah. I think the case have like a good narrative, like, oh, there's this strong thematic hook to everything that isn't just the characters shouting the ends, so it justifies the means constantly.
Yeah.
Does hurt it. It's still entertaining to play through because the characters are so strong. But I wish I think that's also for me like amazing, you know? Or like a truly great case. It's good, it's strong. I just like I feel like there could have been more, you know?
Yeah.
I have my quibbles.
Yeah. I think now I really gotta think about it, because I feel like my like baseline for a really good case is like Stolen Turnabout. I don't know if this is better than Stolen Turnabout for me. I like the whole setup of having the mock murder happen and then like have the actual murder follow that, but be slightly different. I just don't know if
they actually do call out they actually do call out the obvious thing where it's like, why would Juniper do this if she was the only one who knew the murder setup?
Yeah. I don't know if this just reaches the same heights as that, but this one is still, this is easily, I would say, top half of cases for me, I think.
Yeah.
With that though, when I think about the exact ranking of mine, Goomb, you wanna hit us with your emotions on this case now that you.
This case makes me feel silly and funny.
Silly. It's a little silly, funny case.
It is silly.
I see. Okay. Okay. Well, that was a pretty quick turnaround on that emotion. So
yeah, I already had this thought up.
I'm just looking up, making sure I remember what these cases are. What? Oh, Turnabout Forsaken. Oh, that's right. Isn't Turnabout Forsaken? Oh, is Turnabout Forsaken the last case of Ace Attorney Investigations?
Turnabout Forsaken is Ace Attorney Investigations 2, case 4.
Oh, okay. So it's the second to last one. That's right. Wait, is it?
It is. I said that and then I looked it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think this is better than that, so now I gotta think. I really like the setting of the prison, though. I feel like, I like Phoenix Academy as a setting, but we don't really explore it as much as the prison, I feel like. You only explore a few places.
The Dual Destiny settings are genuinely hurt by the fact that you can't look at everything.
Yeah.
Because it does make them feel like less lived in when they're and Apollo like aren't having like stupid conversations about like every single object they see.
Yeah.
Like I complained about it in the last case, and I will continue to complain about it if I'm given the opportunity. I think it is a bad decision that they made.
Ooh, I'm really gonna think about this now then. Alright, I'm debating whether I want to put it above or below Turnabout Reminisce, which is the one from the probably the best case from Ace Attorney Investigations, which happens in the courts. I think I wasn't a huge fan of them just letting that woman go in Reminisce. I think that I'm gonna put this above Turnabout Reminisce. I think that seems right to me. So that is gonna be number 11, right below the Captive Turnabout, right above Turnabout Reminisce. So that is 11 out of 31 cases we have done. All right. Well then, I guess we gotta wrap up here. Goom, where can the people find you?
I'm doing the mock trial right now,
Oh, okay.
where we create the mock trial, so we can find out why Athena, Apollo, and Clavier felt the need to roleplay.
Yeah, who are you role playing as in the mock trial?
I'm Apollo.
Oh, I see. Are you also role playing as Clavier and Athena?
No, I have a whole crew lined up. They go to another school. You don't know them.
Oh, they go to another illegal school. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, as for me, you can find me doing this here on the Ziggy YouTube channel. Yeah. So remember to check that out. All right. That'll do it for this discussion of Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. We'll be back probably next week with the second to last, well, maybe kind of, sort of, if you don't include the DLC, the second to last case of Dual Destinies.
I would still call it second to last case. I think the DLC cases, when they are there, which is just for Ace Attorney 5 and Ace Attorney 6, are just a fun bonus.
Okay. We'll be back next week, I think, for the Cosmic Turnabout.
It would really suck if they were important to the main narrative, so I'm glad they did not do that.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you then.